Hey everyone, Happy New Year! I hope you're excited for 2020 as I am. It's the new year, it's a new decade. You've got 366 days, as someone pointed out to me, because it's leap year this year, to start setting your goals. And my co host, who I'm going to bring on in just a moment, Jamie Hayan, the presenter mentor, she had posted something on LinkedIn about this book she's reading, and it just inspired me. I miss you guys because I haven't been doing lives. If I sound a little nasally, it's because I've been sick with that dreaded cold for six or 7 days now. So I have my tissue next to me and I might have to blow my nose. I apologize. But we're going to talk to you guys about 3 steps. You know, I love that number. 3 steps that you can take to setting up your goals and setting yourself up for success in 2020. And this isn't just business goals, you guys. We believe that you should set goals for every area in your life: mental, financial, physical, at your career, or if you're a business owner, in your business. So I'm going to bring Jamie on now. Jamie, wait, you're this way. Hi, Jamie. Oh, I can't, wait. Can I hear you now?
How about now?
Yay!
Hi, everybody. Hi, Mary. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, I just love working with you and collaborating. And this is going to be a fun and informative show. We're going to try to keep it to about 30 minutes. And we want to encourage you to ask questions and to share your tips. And if you guys see me looking, or Jamie looking side to side, the reason we're doing that is because awesome tech tools allow us to broadcast. I think we're broadcasting on 5 platforms right now. Yay. Thank you, StreamYard. But we cannot see the comments. So we actually have to go to other devices like our phones and laptops and make sure that we are broadcasting. So Jamie, do you want to make sure that we're broadcasting everywhere?
Yep, I know we're on Facebook. Let me check LinkedIn.
You're doing Facebook. Great. So we're just going to make sure that we're broadcasting everywhere. So much fun.
It is fun.
I don't see me on LinkedIn. Maybe it's just not. Interesting. Well, let's see.
Yeah, I don't see it there either.
I got it.
You got it? Okay.
I think. Yes. Okay. So we already have some people on. So Yvonne Hyman, she says, Happy New Year. Woot woot. George Fish, thank you for joining us. And Iris Chung, I'm sorry. If I mispronounce your name, I highly apologize. You can correct me. So you guys, thank you for joining us. Please go ahead and hit that little share button and share this out with your network. Jamie and I really want to help motivate you, keep you accountable, and help you get started on setting goals. Now, a lot of you have already done this, and clap, high five to all of you. I have to say that I'm actually behind in this year because of the holidays and because I've been so sick. So a lot of people, I don't know about you guys, I've gotten a lot of emails and seen a lot of social media posts about choosing your word for the year, right? Now, this was a relatively new concept to me. About 4 years ago, it was introduced to me, and I was like, what can a word do, right? It's just one little word. Is that really going to help me for the year? But let me tell you, I've been choosing a word every year, and I'm going to share with you what that's done for me and how to do that. First, there's a deeper exercise, and we don't have time to go into that, but we think about where we want to be at the end of 2020 and what do we have to do to get there. So, for example, my first year, my word was fearless because I wanted to overcome fear. And in my business, I overcame fear by creating my live show on Facebook and stepping out of my comfort zone. The next year, I chose consistency because I wanted to be consistent of eating healthy, getting to the gym, and being consistent in my business. Unfortunately, I had to have knee surgery, and the consistency at the gym was cut short, but that's okay. I made other consistent moves in my life. I became very consistent on social media, and that has really paid off for me. Now, with each time I choose a word, I also choose a Bible verse and sometimes a song. So with Fearless, I chose the song Fear You Don't Live Here Anymore. You can't tell me who I am. I know who I am. I am strong. If you see me driving in San Diego and that song comes on, or this other one that I'm going to mention, I sing at the top of my lungs and it hits me to my core. I'm like, that's right. Fear you don't live here anymore. The song is by Francesca Battistelli. I believe that's how you say her name. She's a Christian singer. I love her music. It's motivating. It's powerful. So that was that song. And then this year for 2019, or last year, that sounds weird. Last year, 2019, my word was change, because I could not get healthy if I didn't change things. I could not grow my business if I kept doing the same things. And so I wanted to make these changes. And so Francesca Battistelli has a song called This Could Change Everything. And I just want to show you guys that I am totally into this word thing, and that I printed out the lyrics. This could change everything. And it stays on right there. And it's just like, can you feel it now? Something's in the air. Oh, this could change everything. And so when you choose a word of the year, you guys, it's really about having an anchor that drives all your decisions for the year. And that brings me to the year 2020 and what my word is. My word this year is intentional. I plan on being intentional in all of my decisions, all of my actions, not just for business, you guys, also for my health, my mental, my financial. Do I really need another pair of shoes? No. If I eat that cookie, is that fueling my body, or am I fueling my sugar craving? Regarding business, speaking gigs and podcasts and online summits, I did a boatload of those in 2019, and that's great. But in 2020, I'm going to be much more intentional. Can I serve that audience, and will it help me grow my business? So that is the word for this year, is intentional. I'd like to encourage everyone who's listening, and I'm trying to watch all the comments, to share your word for the year if you have one. And if you don't, just start thinking about it and create that as your anchor for the year for all your decisions. So we're trying to watch all the comments on all the different platforms. It's so much fun. And so if anyone has, I'm trying to read these comments. So if anyone has a word, I would love to know what your word is. Jamie, have you chosen a word for 2020?
I have. Yes. It was actually really hard for me because this is the first year I've chosen a word. And you inspired
welcome to the
me.
Word Club.
That's right. You inspired me. Thank you, Mary. At first I was like, I think my word's going to be yes. Like yes with an exclamation point, right? But then I thought the challenge with that is, and while I want to say yes to more, the issue is you shouldn't say yes to everything, because sometimes you have to make the right decisions. It kind of ties with your word. You have to be intentional in what you're doing. So I think the word that I'm going to go with this year is connect. I want to connect with more followers. I want to connect with my clients. I want to help people connect concepts in my personal life. I want to connect better with my husband, with my family. So it definitely applies both personally and professionally. So my word right now, I could change it, but today is connect.
I like that word.
Yeah.
Connect with purpose. I like that word a lot.
Yeah.
There you go. I like that. Connect. Okay. So you guys, the first step of setting goals and really moving forward in 2020 is what's driving you? What is your word for the year? What do you want to focus on? Sometimes it could be focus. Sometimes it could be grateful. I think Amy Iram chose the word kindness. She wants to be, and you might think that's a soft word, but not really. This word decision is for you. It's not for anybody else. Not your spouse, not your children, not your in-laws, not your clients, or not your coworkers if you're at a job. It's for you. And she wants to be kinder to herself. And I love how she put that and how she phrased that. Again, I'm trying to check comments over here because I really do want to know what everyone else's word is for the year. So Jamie, let's talk about the book, The On Purpose Person. Now she posted this on LinkedIn that she reads this book every year. Mm-hmm. How many people read the same book every year? I know Christine Gritman does. She reads this book by Andrew and Pete that gets her going for the year. So I want to encourage you guys, choose your word and maybe read a book. So Jamie, tell us about this book and why it's so important that you read it, and to help our viewers understand how this can help with their goal planning and vision.
I read it every year this week between Christmas and New Year's, because it helps me. It's kind of like what you described. It helps me get my foundation set. Like, once again, what am I trying to do? What is my purpose? What's my mission? What's my vision? What am I trying to achieve? And am I in balance? And I think that's what I like about this book so much is that it's about looking at all the aspects of your life and saying, am I spending the right amount of time in each of these different areas? What I like about the book is that it's an easy read. You can see it's very thin. And I like small books because you can read it in a day. And there's a story to it, which is absolutely entertaining. I every year, even though I read it every year, I still enjoy the story every year. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but you'd be surprised at what you forget in a year. But what it does is, well, let me tell you a little bit about the story. It's about a man who you actually never find out his name, which is kind of interesting. And he is at this point in his life where he has all the successes in the world and he's miserable. And I don't know about you all, but that resonates with me. At least this past year, that's what made me leave corporate America and decide to become an entrepreneur and start my own thing. But he talks about how the more money he made, the more money he spent. And he just got further and further in debt. And he started to resent the people in his life. And that made him push them further and further away. And there's just enough about him as a person that I think anybody can relate to. Even if you are a super happy person, you got everything going on, maybe the fact that he's distanced from his kids and that the only thing he feels like he does with his kids is break up their arguments or give them money. And so there's enough of him as a person that makes you connect to the story. Anyway, he decides that he's got to make changes and he's got to do something different with his life. He wants to be happy. He wants to find joy. And that was my word, by the way. If I could go back in time, that would have been my word last year, joy. Anyway, that's a whole other story. I won't get too distracted by. So in the book, he goes through this process. He finds a professor who is an on-purpose person. And he reaches out to this professor and basically says, I need help. And so the professor starts him down this journey. And he has to go through, I think there's 8 different steps. And each step, he goes and meets with a different person. And so, again, the story is engaging because it's always changing. But the way that it works, and I'm not going to give you all the answers, and I know I'm not getting any royalties for the sale of this book, but the way that it starts is my favorite part. It is identify the categories in your life that are important to you. And it can be 5 to 8. They've got to resonate with you. They've got to be relevant to you. Some examples might be physical, health, recreational, financial, career, material, mental, intellectual, spiritual. You can go on and on and on. But you want to pick the ones that mean the most to you, that you want to make sure you have in balance in your life. And then you write each one on a different piece of paper. So let's say you've got 8 pieces of paper. There's a heading on each piece of paper. Then you dream. And I don't know about you, but I love to dream. And you write down anything under that category that you want or need. It's so much fun. It's like, if I won the lottery, what would I do? And you just start writing. But the key is you have to alternate and write from the top to the bottom to the top to the bottom. That's going to be important here in the second step. So let's say, for example, one of my headings is health. So the first thing I think of is, I'm going to lose 15 pounds. I'm going to write down, I'm going to lose 15 pounds. The next thing I think of is I want to have toned arms. Well, that's going to go at the bottom of my page, toned arms. Then the next thing I think of, maybe I'm going to go vegan. I've been a vegetarian for years, but never gone vegan. I want to go vegan. I'm going to write that at the top of the page, underneath, lose 15 pounds. And you just alternate until you just get to the point where I don't have any more ideas. Everything's on that piece of paper. And then you kind of fill all of your 8 pages. Now you've got all this stuff, the dreams that you want in your life. Then the next step is that you have a tournament. And what I like about this is it forces you to make decisions on what's most important in your life. And I think this could really help all of you if you're stuck with, how do I set goals for my business? Well, do this exercise and then prioritize by playing them against one another. So basically what you do is just like March Madness or the playoffs with the NFL that's going on right now. you basically take the first item on your list and the second item on your list, and you say, those two items, which one wins? Which one's the most important? And that goes to the next bracket. And there's actually a bracket in the book you can use. And then you do that. So your third and your fourth one, which one wins? Your fifth and your sixth one, which one wins? So on and so forth, until you have one winner for each of your different categories. How cool is that, right? That doesn't end there. Now you compete categories against categories. So let's say one of my categories is health, like I just talked about. My other category is career. And now let's say my number one in health is to lose 15 pounds. And the number one in my career is to grow revenue to $200,000 a year. Now I got to say, between these two, which one's more important? Which one wins? And this is really hard, because how do you pick between that? But it's an important part of this entire process. Now, once you get this all done, it is really easy to kind of jump in and say, I just now got to go after all of these goals. But I'm going to say stop. And what's interesting is in the book, that is when the main character gets a call from the professor that says, okay, hold your horses. I know this is exciting and you want to jump in and just get after these goals, but there's far too much more you've got to do. And I won't give it all away, but what is another favorite part of my book is that you look at you basically create an ideal day for yourself. And what's really fun is they talk about how, as a gift, like so-and-so, character in the book, her husband gives her 4 ideal days a year, and he helps her achieve those 4 days. Anyway, you basically look at your day and say, what are all the things that I got to get done? And am I allocating my time appropriately? So if my number one goal is my health, how much time in my ideal day am I allocating to that goal? And then you begin to kind of evolve this idea of an ideal day. Now, what's really cool is the book goes on to talk about the importance of setting a purpose statement, a vision statement, mission statements. You're going to have a mission statement for each one of those categories. It talks about the importance of giving back. It talks about the importance of having accountability and making sure that you're looking at all of those areas, those different categories, and assessing, how am I doing on this? Is it getting better? Is it improving over the year? So it almost gives you this entire process to live your life throughout the year. And that's this concept of being on purpose. If I am on purpose and having more of those ideal days than not, or I'm spending more of my time on these top priorities than on, say, watching TV or sleeping or whatever those things that maybe are distractors.
Facebook, the rabbit hole. Facebook, the rabbit hole.
Yes, exactly. Yes. I'm like, what's with Facebook? I thought you were like, something's wrong.
No, like, one of my distractors is going down the rabbit hole of Facebook or Netflix. Let's be honest, if we're going to be honest. So like, I love how this breaks it down to all categories, areas of your life. And maybe, Jamie, after this live show today, maybe you and I could create a PDF to help people.
Actually, there are resources. Like in the back of the book, there's resources you can download. So I can post those in the comments.
That'd be great.
I think it's a website that you can go down. Anyway, it is. I do it every year just to kind of reground myself and make sure that I'm in check with what is important in my life and that I have balance in my life.
Love it.
And it helps me set goals. It also helps me make decisions in the middle of the year. If I'm stuck between one thing or another, I just play a little tournament and make my decisions that way.
So, I'm going to have to get that book.
It's great.
Oh, yeah. If you could post the book and the website in the comments on all the platforms after the show, that would be great.
Will do.
We have some more people watching. So some of the words are, Yvonne's word is me. And, she's, saying yes to herself. So how you like that? I love it. One of the words is connecting with ideal clients. I'm just trying to see.
I got one on Facebook too.
Okay. Iris's word is sprout. So Iris, if you're still watching, I'd love to know, what does that word mean to you? Because I know what it would mean to me, but it's not about me. What does that word mean to you? And how is that going to anchor you throughout the year? So what did you have over on Facebook, Jamie?
Linda Sunshine West, her word is expansion. Isn't that a good word?
Ooh, that's a great word. As long as we're not expanding in our waistline, right?
Exactly. I don't think that's what she means.
I don't think so either. Okay, so Ira said, I'm going to bring this over here. I started a career in 2019, which is seed in 2020. I'm working toward growing and cultivating for sprouting. So she's looking to sprout this business, I believe is what that is saying, to sprout this business and to cultivate it. I love that. Mine's always about baking, right? Adding the sizzling sauce and stuff like that. But I like how that all ties together. Sprouting, seeding, that's great. So we have some people that have their word for the year. So we have the anchor. I love the book and how that breaks that down. Definitely, I need that book. I think that's going to be a book that I would read every year. And while we're talking about books, I wanted to share one that my friend Victor, he actually sent this book to me, The Compound Effect. And it's really about jump-starting your life. So we think, and this is something I think, and maybe you guys think this way or maybe not. Oh, I blew my diet. Doesn't matter, right? Or, I'm not feeling well today. I can only walk twice around the block instead of doing a full mile. We think that if we can't do this much, the whole thing, that there is no benefit to doing anything, which in reality is the wrong mentality to have. Every little step that we take, every small action we take creates a compound effect. So, for example, it's the beginning of the year, everyone's going to get in shape, right? For the next 7 days. So, I want to do 5 push-ups every morning, right? Or maybe 1 push-up. If you do 1 push-up every morning for 30 days, that's 30 push-ups that you weren't doing the month before. The compound effect of continuing to doing 1 push-up a day at the end of the year is going to result in toner and stronger arms. And you're probably going to bump that up from 1 to 3 to 5 to 10. So, yeah, so that's one. Yeah, you'll get stronger. So in your business, maybe you guys, maybe you're not on LinkedIn, right? Maybe you're not being active and engaging. But maybe if you spent 10 minutes a day in 30 days, you would see a difference of your LinkedIn social selling index. You'd see more engagement, more profile views, whatever. Or Jamie, you're a presenter mentor. If you're looking to speak on stage, but you're afraid to, maybe if you practice once a week what you're going to talk about, or you worked on that presentation for an hour once a week, that 1 hour is going to have a compound effect and you'll have your talk done.
Well, I think it also applies in the length of a presentation you're going to do. So if ultimately your goal is to do something like a TED Talk where you're talking for 40 minutes, you probably don't want to start with 40 minutes, but go and present at a networking event where you talk for 5 minutes. And slowly but surely, just like your muscles build up as you're doing those sit-ups, you're going to get stronger and stronger at presenting. You know what I was going to say is the other thing about that compound effect, it ties in with if you're ever overwhelmed by your goals. Goals are supposed to be aspirational. They're supposed to challenge us and push us, right? But sometimes you can be like, oh, why did I set that goal? That's too big. I can't do it. Like I've set a goal for the year, 600 miles I'm going to walk. Now, when I said
that's a lot of miles.
When I said that to my husband, he's like, you can't walk 600 miles. That's too far. Well, yeah, if you think about it like that, who could walk 600 miles? But if you break it down, the compound effect will get you there. I'm only going to walk 2 miles 5 days a week. I can do that. Easy peasy.
So yeah, so that is the compound effect.
Yeah.
It's 2 miles a day will get you to your 600 miles?
Yeah.
Wait, that just kind of computed like that's crazy.
It's like it's more than 2 miles a day. It's 2.25. And I got the whole thing.
That's easy breezy though.
Yeah.
So you guys, we talked about having a word that is your anchor for the year. And Jamie talked about the amazing book of how you can apply that to every area of your life and really niche down on what the goals are, right, for each area and what are the important ones. Now we're going to talk about quick goals, right? So this has been shared by everyone. I've done this before. I suggest doing like a half-day planning session to plan out your year for your business, your health, your finances, whatever it is. At least a half day. A full day would be ideal with maybe 5 to 6 people in a small group. And we usually use, I'm going to show you, because yes, this is my office. We use like poster board. So this is my 1 year plan. And as you can see, because I want to show you guys that personal healthy weight. Well, we're working on that. But those dance lessons, plan that trip to Ireland, go to Hawaii, learn to launch. That all happened. So did I meet every goal? No, but you know what? I met half of them. So that's great. But you guys, when we're talking about your goals, I want you to create a list of 10 projects and 10. And this can be, and actually, Jamie and I want to encourage you. This isn't just about your business or just about your health. We want you to realize this is life. So your mental, your finance, your health, your business, and your career.
All those 10 categories from the book we talked about.
Exactly.
One for each.
How does that, ironic that all lines up.
And it connects. And it's intentional.
I love it. We're anchoring those words starting today. So we want you guys to pick 10 projects that you want to complete. Make that big list. And then from that big list, choose 3 that you want to accomplish by the end of the year. 3, because you're not going to accomplish all 10 and then you're going to get frustrated. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't write out 10, because then you need to do the exercises and figure out what are the top 3 projects that you want to accomplish in 2020. And remember, you have a whole extra day this year. You got 366 days. You got an extra 24 hours this year. You can do this, you guys. And then after you, your 10 projects, then you break that down to the top 3 that you want to accomplish by the end of 2020. Then under each of those, so one of mine is going to be launch a successful webinar. So under that, right, one is going to be get healthy and fit again. So those are 2 that I know are on my project list. So under launching that webinar, what do I need to do, right? What are 3 steps that I need to do? 3 to 5 steps. So I'm going to list those steps out. So getting healthy, we'll go there. I need to intentionally watch what I'm eating, right? Make sure I'm drinking my water and start back on an exercise plan. Even if it's only 20 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day is better than no minutes a day. For the webinar, what do I need to do? Well, I need to redo all the content. I need to find my affiliates and helpers with the presenting, just saying, and have new graphics done and schedule it. So that's what I need to do. Those are the steps to get me to that goal of launching another webinar. And then under those steps, that's the resource. Who and what? Do you need to work with someone? Again, wait, the wrong finger. I've got my tribe, the Evies, the Stephanie, the Amy, the Jamies, the Kendras. I've got a tribe of women that I'm going to be reaching out more because I do need their help. And then the what, the resources, webinar platforms, social media images. Oh, my VA, she's amazing, Sherry. So maybe if Sherry watches this or transcripts it, thank you, Sherry, you're amazing. So again, let's talk about this. You're going to list out 10 projects that you want to complete. Then you're going to do the exercises in the book. Then you're going to have your, what did I say, 5 projects?
You said 10.
10 projects, but from the 10, you're going to pick 3 to accomplish by the end of the year.
Right.
Then you're going to list those out. I don't care if it's on paper, if it's on your laptop, wherever you're comfortable. I'm going to probably use Google Drive so I can see them, or Trello. And then you're going to list out the 3 to 5 steps that you need to get started to complete those. And then from that, under those 5 steps, list out the who and what. Who can help you? Who do you need to talk to? Who do you need to partner with? What programs and resources do you need? And then you just get started. And it's the little steps, the compound effect, that will help you achieve the big goals.
I would add, can I add something, Mary?
Yes, absolutely.
So I have 2 thoughts I want to add. One is, I don't know about you guys, but when Mary said 3, I was like, oh, but what about my 4th goal? I really like my 4th goal. I really want to do my 4th goal. So I use that as my motivation. So if I got to get those first 3 done before I can tackle my 4th goal, it inspires me to get those first 3 done so that I can get to the 4th one, which I'm super excited about. So use it as your motivation and your ambition. The other thing that I would add, and this goes back to my corporate days, but write those goals, those 3 goals, as SMART goals. And SMART stands for, each letter stands for something. So it should be specific, it should be measurable, It should be attainable or achievable, right? Like I could sit here and say, I want to be a bodybuilder. Well, that's not going to happen. It's not, that's not attainable. You want it to be relevant, right? Relevant to you. That's the why. Why is this goal important? What is it going to help me achieve? And then finally, time bound. So when you write those out, like Mary said, wherever you put them, I'm a journaler, so I'm going to put them in my journal. Make sure that you write out those 5 things, those smart things, to make sure that you can measure them and achieve them. And it just helps you be more clear on what you're trying to achieve.
I love it. Thank you for adding that. Yeah. Well, you guys, our time is just about up. We just wanted to jump in here, and whoever we can reach and help, we wanted to motivate you guys and inspire you to choose your word, read a book that, whatever book it is, or whatever podcast it is, get some motivation today. Don't wait till tomorrow. I don't care if you're hungover. I don't care if you're tired or putting up Christmas decorations. You know what? Take an hour today to work on your goals. Choose your word, choose your song, choose your phrase, choose your Bible verse, read the book that Jamie has. I'm pretty sure we can probably get that Audible or something. We're going to put that in the comments. I also highly suggest the Compound Effect for my business owners and just for people in general in your life. Little steps get you to the big goals, and then list out those goals. Choose, get your 10 projects, make it down to 3, list the 5 steps that you need to do to start working towards those goals, and then list out the resources, the who and the what that you need to achieve those goals. If you guys want additional help, accountability, you know what? Just put in the comments, goal setting. And I will reach out to you and give you some additional resources. Okay.
And I would say, even though I'm the presenter mentor, if anybody goes and gets this book and you need an accountability partner, you need help in the book, leverage me.
Yeah. Connect with Jamie on LinkedIn. And if you're not already connected with me, maybe you're just tuning in for the first time, please connect with myself as well. If you want extra LinkedIn help, you guys, I have a private Facebook group called the LinkedIn Bakery. Jamie's a member of that. And I love supporting my members, as you can see, and spotlighting them. And so we'll be doing a lot more of that in 2020. So please join us over there. And my next show, my next live show that is scheduled is January 8th with Hugo. And Hugo came to one of our LinkedIn local events.
Love him.
I know, he's great, right?
He's so great.
Did you connect with him because I was connected with him like on LinkedIn and we all...
What's crazy is I connected him with somewhere else, and then all of a sudden he pops up in the bakery, and I was like, oh. And so I don't know how it all got connected. But I'm like, that's the power of this LinkedIn thing, or Facebook, all of it, right? Is you see somebody else's stuff. So it was awesome.
And here's a side note. Here's a crazy thing about Hugo. So we connected on LinkedIn. He saw the LinkedIn local San Diego event. And so he came to that. I want to meet you. Great. Come. We'll take a selfie, blah, blah, blah. He got there late. We connected. We took the selfie. I learned a little more about him. Going to have him on my show. He posted a picture. Well, let me back up. I started doing Pilates, right? I had this fabulous instructor on Fridays night. Beautiful girl, just really helped me because I do have some injuries. Always encouraged me. She was pregnant. Beautiful pregnant girl, just a little baby bump. Oh, she's going to Hawaii on her honeymoon or her baby moon, because that's what people do now. Yeah. And then Hugo posts a picture of her. And I was like, does your wife does she teach Pilates? Did you guys go to Hawaii for your baby moon? He's like, yes, I know his wife. That's 6 degrees that's like 2 degrees of separation.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. So Hugo is coming on the show on January 8th. He's a productivity coach. So we're going to be talking about productivity. That's his niche. And it just really goes with a new year. And then my second guest for January, you guys, is an organizational coach. So we're really talking about goals, motivation, accountability, productivity, efficiency, and organization all the month of January, because you can't be successful if you're not organized, productive, and efficient. Would you agree?
Totally.
Right?
I mean, even my husband said this morning. He's like, you know what the important thing about goals and writing them down? It's that it helps you feel like you've got them organized. Right? Like whenever you're having a crazy day and you're like, I'm not going to make it through this day. Sometimes just sitting down and writing out everything you've got to get done, it's not scary anymore. right? And see, yeah,
every day.
me too.
It even has get gas because I'll forget.
Yeah.
Every day I have a yellow Post-it
Yeah.
and I'll put 10 things on, probably 8 to 10 things, but literally then I'll star my top 3. And I know it's old school, you guys, but they're also on my calendar. I'm a hybrid.
Yeah,
I'm,
me too.
paper and electronic. So that's my joke. You guys, thank you everyone for joining us today. We hope that you start off your new year on the right foot. You set your goals, choose your word. And if you're watching the replay, type in #replay because we want to know that. And we promise to go back and check comments and answer any questions and engage with you. So ta-ta, see you next Wednesday.